Jasmine and Vince.
The Jas Vince Show.
The Jas Vince Show.
Hey, what is happening, everybody? Welcome back. I thought I had the thing on. Welcome back to a brand new episode of The Jas Vince Show.
I'm Jas.
And I am Vince. And we are very happy to be back with you to talk about the good episodes, less than last time, I'm actually grateful for, but those good new episodes of Love is Blind. How you feeling about the show so far, Jas?
It's entertaining. That's all I'm gonna say.
Entertaining is a good
All
word.
I'm learning is men are stupid.
Men are trash.
Men are as stupid as we think they are.
As a man, yes. Absolutely,
I
yes.
love you.
I know, man. I love you too. I'm glad.
But men are stupid.
I would have to agree. Men are not the smartest creatures on earth. I think our fault is that a lot of times we think that we can outsmart the wonderful, wonderful goddesses, that we are attached to. But you know what I'm saying?
They peep everything.
They not only that, but I feel like we're not that devious. I feel like I will say men are way more simple than women think. Like they think that there's all these everybody has complexities, everybody has feelings and emotions and different things. But I really feel like guys' drive for doing the stupid things that we do is usually just chalked up to one simple thing. That thing.
I think that just be about convenience, honestly.
Convenience. That's it. That's what it is.
Because men are lazy cheaters.
Yes, I would say I'm glad you brought.
Unless you what's the guy? Who the F did I marry? Unless you that guy.
I didn't get to watch all that. Should we talk about that? People are talking about it.
We don't need to talk about it.
Let us know if we should talk about it. I haven't watched it yet, but I did see it on TikTok.
I'm trying to find a synopsis.
There's a bunch.
No, my sister gave me a synopsis.
There's a bunch of synopses.
I appreciate her.
I gotta listen to Shatoni and get a synopsis then. I guess.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm not about to. It was like 50 videos. I'm not doing it.
Right. I was just gonna say that Patrice O'Neal had a joke, but I'm not gonna go into it now about how easy it is for a men to cheat and throw all their values away just because there was some chick laying by a dumpster. That's
exactly where they be finding these women at, by the dumpster.
That's all it is. So you ready to get into it? Anything else? We did the first 6 episodes. Sorry, thank you if you watched that super long. If you watched that super long, but it was 1/6 of the amount of time that you would have spent watching if you did watch.
That's
so
true. We saved you some time.
We saved you some time, but I'm sure you watched all of them anyway. Right? We're talking about the next 3 episodes 7 through 9 now of season 6 of Love is Blind. Just Love is Blind, not Love is Blind UK or something. Right? It is early in the day today.
And I'm still yawning.
I don't know why.
Don't ask questions.
It must be the light. She only starts yawning when we start recording. Usually we record at like 10 o'clock at night though. All right, let's get into the first couple I have here is our good friends.
Why you always making people our friends?
They're not our friends at all.
They're not even each other friends, according to their parents.
Let's get into Jeremy and Laura. I don't have much to.
You wasn't taking notes.
No, I did. I was taking notes. I don't have much hope for them because, and I kind of like Jeremy, but. Guys,
he's an idiot.
Guys will do some stupid stuff. I will stay I really feel like Laura is super mean, yo. She's super mean.
Can we go back to episode 7 though?
Yes, let's start to episode 7. So I have us starting out where last we saw them, there was the bean dip fiasco of 2024 or 23 technically.
Vince loves to make up ridiculous names
all the time. And Jeremy felt bad for being the one to bring it up. So he slept on the couch and he also took all the accountability for
I didn't like that.
I
didn't like that he took all the accountability for what happened. She basically was like, you iced me out and I don't want to feel that way. And he was like, you know what? You're right. it should have been more constructive conversation, and I shouldn't have done that. But then, like, I felt bad, so I just slept on the couch.
Yeah.
That part, I get. Okay, you need to work things out. You need to be an adult. You need to talk things through. What I didn't like is that she honestly thought that she did nothing wrong. And let him take...
Yeah. I feel like that adds to the meanness.
Yeah,
that
let
adds to the
him
meanness.
take all of the accountability for that whole situation. Whereas you opened your mouth about an inside girl's joke to your man and said, oh yeah, you should do this. And you know that he's goofy. If I know Vince is goofy, I'm not going to say, babe, you should go say this to this person. Just kidding. Because he's going to be like, so tell me about this. And then I'm going to look like an asshole.
I will admit to being goofy, but I don't think that between us, no matter who or what the conversation
you know
was,
all the tea.
I don't think that is something that would happen. Just knowing us,
no,
so,
because you know how to read a room, and also you know that there's other things behind that. It's a lot of things behind just saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna bean dip somebody else's wife. It's a black woman. She's already been sexually objectified once that night.
That night.
Let's not even go into all of that. But I'm just saying it's a bit of an issue, and I think that the issue started with her presenting that information to her man. Yeah,
it was a lot. It was a lot to deal with. Well, in that moment, it was a lot. I still feel like it wasn't that big of a situation. Like, it
wasn't a huge situation, but it was inappropriate. And you know, like, if I say, babe, this is the tea, this was happening, you're not gonna go to that person and be like, oh yeah, so tell me about this. It shouldn't be a thing. It's just not a thing. But I don't like that she let him basically take all of the blame, like she was completely innocent. I was like, I'm getting mean girl from her. I think you said it first.
She's mean. Because I was writing it down and I was like, well, let me confirm this with my wife, who is such a nice person, but she could be a little mean too. I was like, yo, do you think she's mean?
If I say somebody mean, they mean.
Yo.
Because I'm kind of mean. I'm not mean.
You're not. You can't be.
I'm a boss, and I'm very black and white about what I say. What I say is what I say.
She a boss, but mostly black. You know, mostly black, right? After that, he actually said that he feels like he's really in love with her still, and like, I guess he was like taking all that to heart, and like, I don't want my wife to feel like I'm out here snitching and messing around with other women. Hint, hint. But yeah, he said he really likes her, and that was the only note that I had for the rest of that episode.
All right, so the rest of this, only got one more good thing to say about Jeremy.
Saving him for last.
Jeremy's house was so clean.
Oh my God, he was
right.
It
was doing it for me.
He was right.
It was chore play. It was giving chore play.
He said he's had the 2 Roombas going around 24/7.
That house was so clean.
I was like, how is that possible?
Loved it. I loved it so
They've
much.
been gone for like 2-3 weeks. And he opens the door.
I'm pretty sure you can set it for a time.
Maybe you can control it from
and
his
if
phone
it's clean,
yeah,
then it's gonna stop.
The Roomba was still going. Everything was spotless. He, you know what I'm saying, lined up. It looked like a stage house, pretty much.
It did, but in his defense, I don't think that it was staged. He works in construction, so I'm sure he's seen lots of nice houses, which would make you be like, you know what, I need to step my shit.
But it looked like it was staged. That's all I'm saying.
That shit was so clean. I was like, ooh, yes.
It was beautiful. You know, I really want a Roomba now because we have carpet in our apartment now, and you know how carpet just be looking worn out. Like,
you want to get a Roomba?
I
would be okay with that.
Where your chair is, like moving back and forth, or where you stand a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, it looked like that carpet was untouched, and I was just like,
I have friends whose houses carpet look like that.
That was nice.
Our carpet don't look nasty, just to be clear.
No.
But that carpet was like, you just moved in carpet.
Yeah, it was fresh. It was fresh. The only other notes I have for them moved into episode 9. Do you have some episode 8 stuff?
Yeah, I got a bone to pick with him a little bit.
What's the bone, Jas?
So apparently, Jeremy is the one who brought up Jess to Jimmy. I said messy boots.
Oh, that's messy. Yeah.
Messy boots.
And another example of, yo, just shut up, bro.
Just dumb.
Keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. What are you doing?
Like, you so in discord in your relationship and other people's relationship. Let's get to episode 9. What did he do now?
So episode 9, I have in capital, she mean, exclamation point. Like, that's what That's all I have for her.
Even her mom seemed to say that too.
Yes, and
the mom was like, "You guys talk to each other harshly,
very harshly." Her parents, which we got to meet, learned what ick is, which is kind of cool, I guess.
Her family was interesting.
But not only is she mean, but he also mentioned that he's working on toning it out, which that's my only advice. You know what I'm saying? If you
What advice?
That was the comparison that
advice?
I made about you being a little mean. I know you don't mean, you don't mean bad, or what is the word? Mal something.
You see this?
Anywho, I know
fumbling over the words.
Yeah,
just
I can't.
Jeremy now.
I'm fumbling because I'm scared now. Yeah, I know my wife can be mean, but she don't mean to be mean. Yeah, you're a very nice person also. I'm nicer, I like to think. But you know what I'm saying? Like when somebody's like digging into you, like I forgot what she called it, but she's just cracking jokes and stuff like that. But they're mean jokes. She's picking on him, it seems like. She's almost bullying.
Like a bully.
Like
almost.
Like a bully. But you just have to tone it out because you realize that person doesn't mean, to be mean. They're just, that's how they show their love.
But sometimes people be thinking people is bullies and they just got childhood trauma.
Yeah. Oh, no.
I just want to say that.
I know that for a fact.
I just want to say that.
I know that for a fact. We got to see her parents and her brother.
I said her brother and whatchamacallit look the same. Like they got the same energy.
Yeah. They've already talked about like they probably like similar things. He like introduced himself to hi, Jeremy. Oh, nice to see you. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, Jeremy, nice to meet you. And then he just shook her brother's hand and was like, we like some of the same things. I could tell. And then walked away. I was like, that was weird. That was a weird interaction.
No, they seem very similar, and I like the brother's wife. I think it was.
She's dope. I'm glad that she made that point about like, just let him. That's him. He's expressing himself.
Even the mom said that. She was like, if your issue is that he likes Hawaiian shirts, that's not really a thing.
It's not biggie.
Like I said, these are not real problems.
These are not real problems.
Now cheating. Yeah, that's a real problem. It is.
I just wanted to state, we both acknowledge that her whole family looked old as hell for some reason.
I was like, yo, she don't look like she belonged to that family.
Anywho.
Like they look old. I mean, people be having older parents, and that's fine.
We on a time crunch, but I feel like we got to get into it now.
Yeah, let's do it.
Episode 9 is named The Secret Rendezvous.
And we was trying to bet on who it would be.
We was trying because you saw the preview about what Chelsea is saying to Jimmy. So I was like, oh, man. But The Secret Rendezvous was Jeremy supposed to be hanging out with the guys. Apparently he lied about where he was with his location on for some reason. And I think he was supposed to be going out to a bar or something like that.
He said he was going to a karaoke bar. But then when he was on the way there, because he was supposed to be meeting some pod guys. So I don't know if it's guys that are also engaged or some other guys
from the pod.
Period, right?
It sounded like it was the single guys.
That's what it sounds like.
Which is why our friend, it was Sarah Ann, not Sarah, right?
Sarah Ann.
All right, we have Sarah Ann here, and I can see why you're mad.
So basically, the location changed, and then somebody called him and was like, "Oh, by the way, Sarah Ann is going to be there," and he was like, "Oh, I probably shouldn't go." No, I'm gonna go.
Good thought.
Why not? I'm like, no, take your ass home.
Good thought.
Before you get yourself in trouble. What I will never understand is with these shows, if you know that you're gonna get engaged and you like, if it don't work out, why can't you talk to the other person after the wedding? After the wedding, just be respectful for a few weeks. Well,
they put them in your face too anyway, which we see the next 2 episodes will probably be
understand
the juicier episodes. Yeah, where they put everybody together. It's like, but yeah, stupid, sir. Stupid. I thought it was a nice gesture for him to put his location on, but as his fiance mentioned, who I did think she was being mean, but in this case, when addressing her husband,
I completely agree with her this time.
She was completely
reading the right. Ass.
She's like, bro, you couldn't give me a text. Nothing. You came back at 5 a.m, 6 a.m.
Crazy.
There's no way. And Jas, who has spent some time in North Carolina, knows that.
I went to school in North Carolina. He said he was on the South End, but she said that his location was on. It sounded like by UNC Charlotte. Either way, complete opposite sides of the highway. Yep. Like, complete opposite sides of the city.
Yep.
So, also, this is how I know he's lying. Because when she said, she didn't bring up the location. That's the thing.
Yeah, she held that card. I was like, she know where he was. She know where he was.
She didn't bring it up. He said, "Oh well, what did he say? He said, I share my location for some reassurance." And I was like, that is crazy. Reassurance is not sharing your location. Reassurance would be not being out. If you come in the house at 5 o'clock in the morning, I don't think Vince has ever come in the house at 5 o'clock in the morning. Even when we were dating. Maybe if you had I think you did a wedding that was super far in Long Island. Probably. But he still would communicate to me. You don't just go out. I have to force Vince to go out with his friends. Which is weird. But
my friends are all on the East Coast now, so I got some West Coast.
You got some. Anyway, but the point is, you know that if you live with somebody specifically, that's when there should be some respect where you're like, hey, I'm going to be out a little later.
Gotta report.
Something. You don't, even if she's asleep, I better wake up.
Yeah.
I better wake up to text messages saying, babe, just checking in.
I'm sure she woke up at some point and checked her phone and was like, you not here still? Like, what? Let me see where this man is. And apparently it was right over where Sarah Ann lives. How she know where Sarah Ann lives? Either, you know what I'm saying?
The girls is talking.
The girls is talking, or I think that, you know, Laura probably got pictures. She probably messaged one of the guys that he was with.
No.
Or one of the girls.
I would have done that.
You know? So
I would be like, hey, I haven't heard from him. Are y'all good? Oh, well, last I see him, he was with Sarah Ann in the car.
Exactly.
She talking about, he said they was in the car talking to 5 a.m. Last I checked, I don't spend hours in the car talking to no man that I don't want to be with.
There you go. I really hate I don't like to lie, first off. Second off, I hate watching people lie and you know it's a lie and they know that they're caught but still continue deeper lying.
Yeah.
Oh no, we was in the parking lot. You was in the parking lot. Oh, it was the alley next to the parking lot and the other. You wasn't an alley next to the parking lot and next to the thing. You was exactly here where she be living at. Oh, but we were just talking about, you know, we were putting things aside and it's bad, bro. It's bad. I don't have nothing else to say except that I do think the only reason he sent his location is because he wanted her to pop up and the both of them fight over him. I think that's why.
You think he's smart enough to think that?
I think that's the only reason. Yeah, she gonna see this at 3 a.m. and she gonna run over after we done smashed and talked already. You know what I'm saying?
But this is the thing,
and then it's gonna be a battle for Jeremy.
If Sarah Ann had not sent that message saying, you know, if you feel like you made a mistake, reach out, I would have supported him going to the place where he knew she was going to be.
Yep.
But because she sent that is kind of like, not assertive, but it's like she's coming on to you in a, not necessarily coming on to you, but you know what the word I can't think of the word, but you know what I'm saying.
She's putting out feelers. She's planting a seed.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. And he did not,
he didn't put any boundaries on his relationship, and that's not okay.
As Laura said, you could have shut that down, but you just liked it and followed her back.
And what I like is she said, and I'm not about to go meet your mom and be fake today.
That was a good point. Because he just met her family, and again, as Mom said, the vibes were kind of weird, but they could tell that they enjoyed each other's company. And yeah, now she's got to do the same thing. And first thing she asked her, well, let me tell you about your son. I feel like it's coming. Like, she gave it to him. Deserved.
She did. He deserved that.
Deserved.
That was the first time I was like, she's mean, but she's right.
Yeah. Anything else about Jeremy and Laura or Sarah Ann, who I'm looking forward to seeing?
Sarah Ann,
she cute.
Y'all can wait. All I'm saying is just wait till after the wedding. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah. Let us know how you feel about Jeremy and Laura or Sarah Ann in the comments, please. Let's get into Amber, Desiree, and Clay. Let's get into it. We have them bonding over red light kisses when we see them start.
Vince was so mad about the red light kisses.
It was annoying. I'm sorry. But
why were you mad about that?
I wasn't mad. I was never mad.
You were like, what he mean? That's his thing.
Oh,
they just met.
You're right. He did say that. Yeah, I also enjoy red light kisses. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't happen, you know, it's only when you at a red light and y'all both in the mood to, you know, kiss a little. But he stressed that this is my thing. This is my thing. And y'all haven't even been in a car together this whole time. So how long has it been your thing? Who is this your thing with? Sorry if I'm thinking for AD and this is I'm thinking too deeply. But like, why you felt the need to continuously say that was your thing.
Annoying.
It was weird.
Right.
And they talked about showing each other off and how looking forward to that they were.
I got a good amount of notes actually. We found out that Clay is Guyanese.
Did we find? I guess yeah.
Caribbean.
We did find out. They were
a little bit of a red flag.
Possible. They were sharing a lunch or something like that, and he got really deep at one point.
Are you gonna skip over the bowl?
Oh, I just put soup. He was bodying that soup, yo. He was bodying that soup. Yeah, he was enjoying himself. I was waiting for her to say something about like manners or something, but she let it pass, and I appreciate. She did make a lot of faces while she was, but she let it pass, and I appreciate that. Let the man enjoy his. You don't know when the last time he had a good bowl of soup, you know. But yeah, he mentioned after he took the time to slurp his soup and call her baby a bunch of more times, and then also clean off the table, which made me think that he worked in a restaurant at some point, because that's usually what people do when they worked at a restaurant.
I just want to say that when he says baby, it doesn't give me baby.
What does
it gives me that I call every single woman baby.
Oh, that's his thing.
There's just no love behind the baby.
That's his thing. Exactly.
Okay.
How long you been calling people baby? What do you be calling baby at? But he got into, well, they both kind of started overthinking a little bit, but he got into like a state of deep thought. He was looking out at the water, and she was like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "You know what? I just really don't want to let you down." Now, to me, that made me feel like, oh, I am sitting here thinking like, wow, this is incredible.
Yeah.
I have a fiance, and like, this is my chance to step up as a man, and you know, I want to make her proud. But what he said was, I really don't want to let you down. And she immediately started overthinking, like, what you
They're
mean?
Both overthinking.
What you mean?
I think that he's introspective, and we learned that he's an adult child of divorce, which I think is a major thing.
That's a thing.
Because, yeah, there's a movie called ACOD. Just watch it.
I gotta check it out.
That's good. Yeah.
I gotta check it out. Yeah, so they did eventually get over that. And, you know, he just wants her to know, yo, I'm here for you. Like, this is a big step for me, obviously, because of how my past has been and my examples of, you know, marriage and black men in relationships, regardless. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. And I can empathize with what he's saying. And I just hope that she's down the ride and accepts him.
Down the ride?
Yeah.
Don't start, Vince. Why we always gotta ride or die? Don't start with that struggle of shit. Oh my God,
no struggle of. I literally was just saying that, like, he's going to be, just as in life with any relationship, he's going to be at a place where he is crossing certain paths for the very first time, and he won't know how to handle those things.
But everybody is.
Exactly. So you would have to be down the ride to be like, oh, I'm going through this for the first time. You're going through this for the first time. So are we going to freak out and just break up because we can't handle the stress? Or are we going to work out together?
Just trying to be open and as transparent as possible.
Yeah.
And I think that
he's doing a good job. He could pick his words better though.
No, I think he's doing a fantastic job, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I know some people don't like Clay. I don't know if I think that him and AD are going to trigger each other. Yes. That's what I will say.
Yes.
But I think that the thing is, you can't go based on who you were in the past or whatever he had going on. You have to take people for face value at what they say. If he says, I want to be a great husband, I want to be a great father, I want to be faithful, right, I want to work on this, I want to build this empire, then you have to have faith in that person. And it is hard. You just met him.
Yep.
So, but he's trying to verbalize what he's thinking. And I think that should be appreciated.
It should.
Especially because black men have a hard time doing it sometimes.
Damn right we do. Anything else about AD and Clay? I have in episode 9, they got to meet his mom and sister. I
liked that interaction.
They were nice.
The mom brought her flowers. She brought the mom flowers. And I feel like the mom was just good energy. But I did feel like Clay was a little bit dismissive of what AD was saying.
Ooh, I can sense that a little bit. Basically, the mom came through with the best advice in her 59 years and 24 years of marriage. that basically you just got to give grace and find balance with the work schedules. And apparently Clay works a freaking lot.
Yeah, apparently he works a 9 to 5 and then a 9 to 9, they said. I don't know how that works, but basically he's all over the place. It sounds like he might have a boat company or jet skis or something too.
A lot of stuff it sounded like. I was like,
so
did he say gas up the jet? Where is he going?
Yeah, how is that going to work with her working overnight sometimes because she does a club or something?
Yep.
It's just a lot going on. And the mom was basically like, listen, you have to understand his work schedule, but also if someone is important, you need to make time for them.
That's all.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, no, I understand AD saying, we're engaged. I don't want to sleep apart every night.
Yeah, that's a big
That's
thing
a regular expectation. Like, I don't think she's saying anything crazy.
I would agree.
I feel like it's being accommodating to say, hey, like, you can stay there 2 or 3 times a week. That's a lot to me.
It is, but you gotta find the balance.
The only time Vince don't sleep with me is when he travel for work. That's it.
Yeah.
Because we together.
Yeah. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Anything else about Clay and AD?
I did not expect his mom and sister to be like they were, but I really enjoyed them.
Yeah.
And I think that they will be a good dynamic with AD.
I think so. I'm
happy to see it being a good family to marry into.
Yes, I agree on that one. Yeah, I would definitely agree.
She remind me of my Aunt Julia.
Oh, shout out to Aunt Julia, y'all. Right, let's get into Amy and Johnny. Ooh, we might have to pause because we're running out of time. But Amy and Johnny, sorry I put Johnny on your head like that.
What do I got for them?
Right, I have her beginning with saying that her love for him grows every day. The physical too.
Yeah, and that they waiting for their first fight.
I do feel like, yeah, right. I do feel like, yeah, he did say that was, I want to see what our first big fight is to see how we can, how we get through it. And I feel like the first big fight should be like, are you calling me ugly? Like, why do you keep saying that? Like, oh yeah, I feel like I'm falling for you. I thought we fell already. And my attraction is growing. So
she's made it very clear that he's not generally her regular type.
I got that.
It's nothing wrong with that.
She needs a rico suave. He got the hair, at least.
This is what I realized. She said that her dad wasn't supportive of this process, and he's gonna have to get like. It sounded like she was saying if the dad doesn't give the blessing, she wouldn't marry him.
Ooh.
But she also said that her family is super overprotective, and in the past she shared too much in relationships and been easily influenced by her family.
Damn.
And I'm like, all of this is a red flag.
And the Latino families
is tough.
They be influencing.
But I think was he Italian? His family was giving Italian.
Probably.
The sisters, think about it.
Yeah.
It was giving Italian.
I guess.
So
yeah, in episode 9, unless you have more. But in episode 9, they took a bachata class, so he got a little flavor.
You skipped a major.
What else? Go ahead. That's what I said.
Episode 8, okay? He was talking about he wants to move. He wants to get a house and not rent an apartment. He wants to retire early, so he wants to cut back expenses.
I love his planning.
Yeah, but she was like, I might not live, so we about to live in the moment. And he was like, oh, it's about balance. We talked about birth control. Why try to skip over birth control?
I might not live.
She was talking about living in the moment.
Okay.
Like, there's a lot of people like, oh, let's plan to live till I'm 80 and then you die at 50 and then you just got money sitting there that you're never going to spend.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm an in-between person.
I am such a man that I did skip over the birth control.
You did. Mm-hmm. Typical. So basically, he is not okay with them having an accident, not having a kid before he's financially stable. And she's never been on birth control. She's like, I'm not trying to do birth control. You could get a vasectomy though, since that's what you want. And apparently he's not even trying to have sex, period, without birth control. So I'm a little bit confused by that. Why you can't put a condom on and have sex? I mean, do he not want to have sex? That's where I'm at with it.
He definitely does. It's just, you would hope that the woman you're with is on birth control so you can have sex. But as a man, again, you don't want to, you know what I'm saying? You don't think about how it affects the woman's body. You don't think about her emotions, her hormones, her, you know what I'm saying, pH. Does pH level have something to do with it? I'm a man. Sorry. Anywho, it has negative effects on the body and weight gain. Like, you know.
Listen, I am a strong advocate for birth control if you need it or want it.
If you need it.
But I do not support getting on birth control because the man you're with is saying like, oh, you need to do this because we don't want this.
There
like you guys both need to take preventative measures if that's the case. So I kind of feel like he's respectfully almost applying pressure.
Almost.
But she's not budging on it. I don't think she is.
No.
And I think that it's
you gotta
her body,
respect it.
so.
You gotta respect it. You gotta respect it. I feel like not to say that everyone has tried birth control, but I feel like if someone is that against it, then they know how their body reacts to it.
Yeah.
And don't want that. You know? You gotta respect that. You gotta respect it. All right. Only other thing I have is that they got to see the bachata class. That was a nice little moment. And yes, they got to meet his sisters and her sister's fiance, you said? Mm-hmm. And the only note I have for that is that they seem like they were having a good time. We know that they're a loud family as well, apparently. And that Johnny deserves good things. And I agree. Johnny deserves good things. I don't even know the guy, man. How you feel about that?
Yes. All of that.
Yes. Do we have time to move into Brittany and Kenneth, or is there anything else?
Brittany and Kenneth is pretty easy.
Yeah, let's get into it. We might have to we might have to take a quick break before we get into Chelsea and Jimmy. Oh, I feel like
Chelsea and Jimmy can get their whole own video.
They might have to. They might have to. But Kenneth and Brittany, I think
I didn't like the conversation that he had with Brittany about like raising black kids.
Yes, that was the first thing.
I don't like the direction it went in. I feel like Brittany was like, well, I hope it's coming from a good intent. Yeah.
My first note is a quote. So I was like, what were they talking about again?
What was they saying?
He said, or she said, I've always, emphasized always, run into that issue in regard to the kids and their views on race and stuff like that.
And I was confused because I was getting from her that she had never dated black men. And Vince is saying she only dates black men.
I don't know that for a fact, but similar to Clay and his "that's my thing," always run into this issue. How many black men are you discussing having kids with is what I want to know.
She only 24.
How many black men are you discussing having kids with is what I want to know. What? She always runs into that issue. And Kenneth responds with, yo, I was talking to my female best friend and, my people love me hard. So he knows for a fact that his friend is going to pull him aside and be like, yo, are you good? Is everything like, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like AD pulled him aside already. Mm-hmm. So like, are you really doing this? Like, yeah. Are you sure? She gonna know how to do this kid's hair? Like these are serious conversations. Like, if you don't have anything else, that all was followed by, I think they made up, but it was followed by the quietest boat ride you have ever seen in life.
That shit was hella awkward, bro. I was like, do y'all even like each other? Cause
they went from being completely silent for an extended amount of time. Thank you to the editors for
doing this to us.
Thank you, thank you to the editors for giving the. They went from that to being overly obsessed with dolphins for some reason.
And they talked about physical touch.
They did talk. Oh, they really enjoyed physical touch. Yeah, he thought that he was smothering her at some point, but she was communicating like, "Hey,
she needs more."
I really enjoy this. I really, really enjoy this. And yeah, please give me the physical touch. After that, again, everything seems well with them in this. Like, I think this is going to be a great couple. The next episode, she's crying because they haven't kissed all day.
Babe, you talking about somebody else.
I'm talking about Kenneth and Brittany.
Who was crying because they ain't kissed all day?
They haven't. She said that. This is episode 8. They haven't kissed all day, and he was being very distant. And if you haven't watched the show, my man's be on his phone, boy.
Bruh.
He be on his phone.
He in the phone.
I'm sure he's very busy. He's got to be a very busy guy. He's a pastor and a principal, right?
He's in the phone.
He be on his phone. So she was upset about that. That was something that they had discussed. Like, oh, you're so distant since we've gotten back from the vacation. He just be chilling. It's like your personality is different.
I think that is interesting because when you're talking to somebody through a wall, they can't see your mannerisms or anything. So you have to say everything verbally.
That's right.
And I think that historically, from what I've seen, black men are pretty chill. Okay?
For the most part.
So she's not used to the silence and the comfort with being chill, is what I'm realizing. Because I feel like Kenneth is a cool guy. Like he seems nice. He seems mature. He communicates when he needs to.
Yep.
But I think that Love is Blind is the issue with Love is Blind is you don't get to see the mannerisms at all.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't think
about that. Everybody says that.
Yeah, I don't think about that because I feel like everyone has at some point, and you've watched all the seasons too, but I feel like at some point somebody will be like, I didn't know that you made that little weird facial tick when or you just look so smug, or that smirk, or, you rolling your eyes, like all those things you can't hear or feel through the wall. So getting out into the real world and then saying something and being like, is that your reaction to that?
Yeah.
It hurts. I think his biggest thing was that he wanted to please allow me some grace. Like, I'll be busy as hell. Like, if I don't come home, baby, like, just know that that's not me 24/7 anyway. And I'm sure you can understand that that's not something that you do. We're in a phase where you're just really excited to see me. But, and I was like, again, it worked out. Everything is going to go well. Hold
on. Before you get to that, I just want to say that this man knows how to stay out late and check in with his woman.
Oh, yeah. How long was he out?
He was out for a while. He came home late. He said he went to get his hair done. He had a bunch of stuff, but he checked in every appointment he went to.
And his hair was done.
He checked in even when she was asleep and not replying.
And his hair was done.
And then he woke her up to get love and kisses, and she wasn't feeling it because it was the middle of the night.
It was the middle of the night, so you can't be mad because you do the same thing, but it's just about timing.
All right, so Brittany basically got on my nerves in this episode a little bit.
Why is that?
Because she said that she said she was missing that intimacy crave.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, I know we said we weren't going to have sex, but she was like, I want the temptation. I'm like, why are you... Nobody wants to be teased like that. If we agree we're not having sex, why do we need the temptation to get to that point and then say, no, we're not going to do this? Like, what game is that?
We're not going to do it.
I was like, that's weird to me. It was weird when she said that, and I was happy when he broke up with her. Go ahead.
I have heard of very religious women doing the same thing. Like, that's... Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Like, yeah, get to a point where we're excited and who knows what's gonna happen, but we know leave space for Jesus. We're not gonna do nothing. But I just, what I'm saying, I wanna come on, man. That's mind games. And guess who doesn't like mind games?
Men.
Men's big brain and they little brain don't like none of the mind games.
Like, that brings up a consent issue to me.
We don't like that, bro.
That was my biggest thing. That's a consent issue because you're saying we're not gonna do this. Mm-hmm. But we're going to play and act like we're going to do it. But we're not going to do it at the last minute. But I'm already thinking we about to do it. It's just, I don't like it.
Well, no. For the sake of time, I just want to get into, Brittany is crying here. And they met up after that conversation about the sex thing, which, again, I don't know how he felt about it for real. But clearly he didn't like it because the next time they speak, this is not going to work. Very plain.
That was the same conversation.
It was the same conversation.
Yes.
My bad. It was so like he laid it out flat. Like, this is not gonna work.
Because she said she was missing an intimacy craving for him. He said, for you're missing it. Meaning he's not missing it. He's like, we're aligned on everything, but if we don't have that, what are we doing?
So that's crazy to see so many shows in Married at First Sight as well, and in Love is Blind, I feel like there's a couple other situations revolving around men not wanting to have sex. And it's new to me, you know what I'm saying? But everybody has their own preferences and values and stuff like that. So yeah, he laid it out flat, didn't stretch it out too much. This is not gonna work. And don't worry, my dear. What's her name? Brittany. God has prepared us for what's to come. And then walks off and gets on the phone with his boy.
All right, bro.
I was like,
yeah, what time? Yeah, I'm putting my shoes on right now. I'm about to come over there.
What? I was like, he's cold as ice. That was, I was impressed. I've never seen anybody break up that quickly and efficiently. Obviously, I guess they still live together. He gave
her a hug first.
He did. I guess they still live together for now. Obviously, it's most likely they're not going to get married. And yeah, Brittany is heartbroken. As you can see, she's been crying in the living room by herself while he's on the phone for the rest of the time. Well, anything else about Kenneth?
I think she wanted a baby please situation, and
she thought she was going to be able to maneuver that.
She thought she was going to be able to move him. She wants him to be moved. That and he's chill.
That boy a brick wall. You're not moving that dude.
He got enough going on with himself. Like, he will find a wife.
He moves. Yeah, he will. He moves people for a living as a pastor and a principal. So you could tell even the way he was talking to her was kind of
it was very teacher.
Very like a teacher. Very like he had the meeting agenda. Like it was like, no, we're not going over this time. This is what I have to say. And that is the end of it. And thank you, God. And have a great day. Like, and that was it. That was it.
Then she was hugging. She was like, I don't want this to end. Girl, you done said the wrong thing to that man.
I'm sorry.
He was like, peace.
I'm sorry, Brittany.
He's like, I'm not even about to go through like introducing you to my family and friends so I can take that heat for what? Because you're not confident about me?
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I do think he gonna turn up with was it Danette or Danielle or one of the other black girls from the pod. I think he's gonna turn up with somebody.
The ones we never saw?
Alejandra, somebody. Right? Anything else about our good friends? I keep saying that, but
why?
Kenneth and Brittany. Anything else about them? Let us know how you feel about them in the comments. If you thought the breakup was efficient, if you thought it was valid, if you thought his reason for leaving.
Let's go over.
Are you sure?
The red flag.
Are you sure?
I got 15 minutes.
We've been recording for 40 minutes already. We're gonna take another 40 minutes to talk about.
Nah.
All right, I'll pause it if we have to. But let's get into it, my friends. Let's get into Megan Fox and the guy from Elemental. Let's get it. What did you say? Somebody said Jimmy looked like he easy to draw.
You do.
That's too good.
So basically, they argue. They made a blah 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 blah. Boring.
That's all they've been doing.
Boring.
That's all they've been doing. It starts with him apologizing for the whole like AD situation. I'm sure. And then eventually,
that's not what he was.
He was apologizing for it because he's always messing up.
Because they argue. Oh no, you're right. It was the AD situation.
He always messes up.
They had the sex as well, so
yeah, which is good for them, right? I have that he did thank AD for helping him get through something. He was like, "I'm glad my butt
to bring y'all closer together."
Yeah, that was so weird. I have later on in another episode, they got to meet her friends. He was working upstairs or something like that, and her friends popped in, and they got to discussing the past. And what you got?
I got that Jimmy met her roommate first. Because remember, they went to each other's places, met the roommate, and he was like, yeah, we not moving in here. The roommate is too much.
Oh my God, and she was extra. I'm extra,
Chelsea
but she was extra.
Did the T-Rex run again? So I thought I was bugging, but she was like, I'm like, please stop that shit.
I hate that, yo. I hate it so much. Yeah, that was something. I could see it on his face too. He was like, "Oh well, I'm never coming back here." Boy,
so Chelsea was chatting with her friends while he was working. She told her friends Trevor was number one, and Jimmy said, "I love you first." But Jimmy is on his phone all the time, and he hasn't kissed her once today. And also, Jimmy saw the pic of Jess yesterday, apparently.
Yes, he did. Because, Jeremy, man, why you do that? I don't remember if it was during this conversation that he called her clingy, or was it right after that?
It was the conversation afterwards.
Right after that, when it was just them two. Yeah. He said the word. And I feel like that is an accurate description. She just seems very needy. I think we might have thrown insecure around a couple times in regard to
I
Chelsea.
think she need to work on her self-love. I think that's what it boils down to. Is I think that it's frustrating to watch her.
Yeah.
As a 30-year-old woman that's been divorced for 7 years, is giving, like, the way she's crying and carrying on is giving me, this is what you did in your first marriage 7 years ago.
Crying and carrying on.
Yes, I can't.
She be carrying on.
Because I had to take a break. Because I was like, after 2 episodes of watching her cry every episode, I was like, I need a break.
We had to stop.
I can't do this.
We had to stop. Before that episode ended, we got to see, was it Laura and Jessica? I think it was Laura. Because they're a messy couple, yo. They're a messy couple all together. We got to see Jessica again popping up for a quick hangout with Laura, I guess. And she lets us know, which I guess y'all are on a TV show. Y'all technically dated, so everybody's adding each other.
Chelsea don't know that information.
No, not yet. Everybody's adding each other back and forth and stuff like that. So apparently when Jeremy showed Jimmy the picture or her Instagram account of Jessica, he added her as a friend. And I guess she saw it immediately and was like, oh, I'm going to let that sit for a few hours. How often do we do that? I'm curious. Do people do that a lot?
I'm sure, but I don't know. I've been together for a minute.
Let
me
not act too clingy and just let that sit for a minute. She said she let it sit for like 7-8 hours and went back and saw that he withdrew his request and also made his page private. She's like, I already know what you look like now, though. So I looked through all your pictures.
So first and foremost, he said that he saw her page.
Yes.
That's what he told Chelsea. He didn't say, oh, I requested her. Dudes be sneaky. Y'all can't wait until after the wedding is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
They're going to meet in person anyway. Though.
They but
it's rough.
Come on, man.
It's rough. Anything else about Jessica? Let me know.
I like Jessica, but she seemed to be stirring the pot a little bit too.
Yeah, and we're going to see more of that. And I don't know if that's who Chelsea is accusing him of smashing, but she going off on him for something.
Chelsea always going off. I'm sick of her. Oh, T-Rex.
Speaking of going off, yes, they're continuing the argument. Actually, the next day they actually made up. They made up. He said, oh, I know I said you were clingy, but not to like the point of no return. Like I can still handle it. And I love you so much more now that I've met your friends. He always has like a nice little something to throw on top.
That's what happened when you got low self-esteem. The man can just say a little, put some sprinkles on top of that cake, and that's it.
Let me know if there's any therapists or anything watching this.
Please.
I feel like Jimmy, though he seems very unassuming, is being super manipulative.
I think he's a manipulative.
I think he's being super manipulative.
He said one thing that stood out to me.
What's that?
Said, I am showing you love and loving you more than all the other guys. So he's one of those guys that is I might be dogging you out, but look what he doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's not really fully holding
I'm the happiest one here.
Yeah, we got the best relationship. Like, and guys that use that type of hyperbole, that's one of my favorite things.
One of my favorite words.
Guys that use that are basically trying to cover up whatever they got going on, which is like, I'm proving myself that I love you. Oh, you didn't kiss me today. You didn't hug me today. Oh, well, I fed you. Yeah. It's giving like black parent. Will I feed you? That don't mean that means I love you.
Come on.
Accept this.
Man. Only other things that I have is that they got to meet his female friends, which I was surprised at.
I was like, why his female friends cute?
I think he might have messed with one of them before too. But they met his female friends and talked about the initiating sex conversation, which I felt was inappropriate, but those are his.
But they also threw him under the bus.
Does he call them his girlfriends? Because I feel like,
yeah, I heard that too.
That's what it is, but I don't know.
Do you call your female friends girlfriends?
I don't.
What do you call them?
My friends. I don't call them my girlfriends.
Okay.
Yeah. They're friends that are girls. But I feel like, especially as a married man, you're not allowed to have girlfriends.
We got friends.
We have friends. Yes. There we go. They are our friends. Appreciate that. And also, did he cry during sex?
I don't think he did.
They're just messing with him.
He don't like her enough to cry.
Oh.
I'm sorry, he don't. His friend said he would never turn down sex. I was like, we need to delve into that a little bit more. Is what we need to delve into.
Because they got some tea. So
they definitely do.
I'm glad that they bonded with Chelsea. They seem like they would be cool together. But yeah, I think that's really all I had about them. And I thought it was gonna be juicier, saving them for last, but they just doing the same thing back and forth. Jimmy still don't know what the right thing to say is, and Chelsea gonna cry, man. She gonna cry in T-Rex. That's all she did.
So, cry in T-Rex. Who's your favorite couple?
My favorite couple, I would say Amy and Johnny, but
they a little bit boring to me.
Yeah. I was really trying to get into. I was hoping for Kenneth to work out well. Obviously, I was really trying to get into Jeremy and Laura because I like Jeremy, but they had a weird relationship.
Jeremy's a
so
goof.
You know what it is during Black History Month. Who we rooting for, y'all? You know we're here for AD and Clay to do well. But do you think any of these couples will stay together?
I think AD and Clay. Y'all don't at me, okay? But I think that they could work it out with the support. Because his mom and his sister seem supportive. I don't know how his dad is yet. And we haven't seen her family yet. But I think that with the right support, that they can work this out.
I think so. We got to see some...
And they actually like each other. That's another thing.
Yeah, they got to see some... we got to see some faces and reactions at the wedding. Producers could have just planted that there to make us think, but Clay and AD seemed like they was cool. I mean, she made a face also, but
they seem tapped into me.
They seem tapped in.
Somebody told me that Clay don't like her that much, and I wasn't getting that either. I wasn't getting that. I don't know why they said that. I'm gonna have to go back, but
Clay's not used to being.
He's not used to pursuing. Is what I'm getting from him.
That, and he's not used to being tied down. Yeah, no, absolutely. The pursuing part too. Oh yeah, this is my. When they checked out his place, yeah, those are all my awards, oh, you there, I was a state champion, yeah, or I got a medal for running. Dang, so they flocking.
Yeah, he's not used to that.
So it's cool. Anything else about this episode or what we're looking forward to?
See y'all next week.
We will. 2 more episodes coming, and then 1 final episode after that. Will that be the tell-all?
I'm assuming that's the tell-all.
We'll see. But until then, please make sure you take the time to
like, comment, and subscribe.
We appreciate y'all for watching this whole thing. I'm serious about that. Please let us know in the comments how you felt about this. And we will see you on another episode of The Jas Vince Show. Peace, y'all.
Jasmine and Vince.
The Jas Vince Show.